Okay, picture this. You are stuck with a beauty product that just completely failed to live up to the hype. Maybe it's a super expensive foundation that oxidizes straight to orange, or a new moisturizer that literally broke your skin out overnight. You know you want to take it back, but then you realize you've completely lost that elusive, tiny physical receipt. We have all been there, right? Well, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking the exact, behind-the-scenes system Ulta Beauty uses when you try to return a product without that crucial piece of paper. I'm your host, and we are going to get right into the nitty-gritty of your consumer rights so you never lose out on a hard-earned refund again. So let's just dive right into this highly relatable scenario. You've got the bad foundation, no receipt, and you're wondering, can I actually get my money back for this? Can you honestly return opened, used makeup to Ulta completely unverified? Well, the short answer is yes, you absolutely can. But as we dig into the actual data and internal policies, you'll see that the rules of the retail game change entirely when you can't show proof of purchase. To make sure you're fully prepared, here's our roadmap for today. 1. What to do if you've lost your receipt. 2. The loyalty account lifeline. 3. Why you need to beware the lowest selling price. 4. Handling gifts, Target, and Afterpay. And 5. Our pro tips for returns. Okay, Section 1. Lost your Ulta receipt? Right off the bat, we need to bust a really common myth. A missing receipt does not automatically disqualify you from making a return at Ulta, so don't panic. The really good news here is that Ulta's generous policy actually allows for returns within 60 days of the original purchase date. And yes, you can get a full refund to your original payment method even on lightly used items. If you try a serum and hate the texture, it can go back. But, and this is a huge but, doing it unverified, meaning they can't confirm you actually bought the item from them, changes the whole ballgame. It's kind of like coming to a fork in the road at the cash register. On one side, you have the verified return, where they can seamlessly pull up proof of exactly what you paid. On the other side, you have the blind return. This is where the store's computer system basically has to guess. Think about it. Ulta sells major brands like MAC or Maybelline, right? Stuff you could easily buy at a department store or a random pharmacy. So a blind return means you are entirely at the mercy of their system's historical data, and you're only going to be offered store merchandise credit, not cash. Moving on to Section 2, the loyalty account lifeline. Let's talk about how to stay on that verified path. If you don't have the physical piece of paper, your ultimate rewards account is hands down your best friend. If you swiped or used your account during checkout, an associate can just look it right up. Step 1, just give them your phone number or email address. Step 2, you absolutely must show a valid physical government ID like your driver's license. No way around it, it's a strict requirement to verify it's really you. Once they spot that transaction in your history, Step 3 is a breeze. They just seamlessly process a full refund right back to your original payment method. But what if you're someone who hates giving out your info at the register? Get this, I found a direct quote from a store employee, and it is pretty eye-opening. They confirmed that even if you outright refuse the loyalty program at checkout, Ulta still requires your ID and phone number to process a blind return anyway. The system literally will not let the cashier proceed without it. They use this data to track fraudulent, excessive, or reseller return activity across all their store locations. So you might as well sign up to protect your purchase history. Let's look at Section 3, beware the lowest selling price. Okay, we are officially entering the danger zone. We really need to unpack what happens when you attempt a truly blind return, meaning no receipt and absolutely no loyalty account linked to the purchase. This triggers what's called the lowest selling price algorithm, or LSP. This is a pretty punitive retail system that scrubs the entire country's transaction data over the last 90 days. It does not care one bit that the retail tag on your bottle says $50. It searches the entire corporate database to find the absolute cheapest transaction for your specific item anywhere in the company. So here is the crucial, mind-blowing point. If someone, let's say 3 states over, used their hoarded loyalty points to buy that exact same $50 moisturizer for a single penny, your blind return will only net you 1 cent in store credit. Literally 1 cent. Because you can't prove you paid full price, the system automatically assumes the absolute lowest common denominator to protect the company's bottom line. According to Retail Loss Prevention Operations, this algorithm is specifically designed to factor in extreme discounts. We're talking clearance marks, 20% off coupons, and those massive point redemptions. It ensures the house never, ever loses money on unverified goods. Plus, it effectively stops scammers from buying deeply discounted items somewhere else and returning them to Ulta for full retail value. It's smart for them, but a potential nightmare for honest shoppers without a receipt. All right, Section 4, gifts, Target and Afterpay. Beyond your standard blind return, there are some pretty quirky edge cases you need to be aware of so you don't get stuck arguing at the register. For instance, if you buy an item at an Ulta located inside a Target store, that item is completely locked into the Target ecosystem. You cannot return it at a regular standalone Ulta store, and vice versa. Also, certain specific categories like wigs, hair extensions, CBD products, and gift cards, those are strictly non-returnable once they leave the store, period. And watch out for this one. If you bought something on Ulta.com and try to return it in store without your original email confirmation, the system throws you right back into that lowest selling price trap we just talked about. Now, what if you were gifted the item? Well, if you are lucky enough to have a gift receipt from a friend, you successfully bypass the penny trap of the LSP algorithm. The system actually knows what was paid, but keep in mind you are still strictly limited here. You can only exchange the item for something like a different shade or accept store credit. You're definitely not getting cash back on a gift receipt. And a quick warning for folks using buy now, pay later services like Afterpay in store. Beware of a known point-of-sale glitch. A standard Afterpay return is supposed to refund right back to your Afterpay balance, but sometimes a system update forces cashiers to issue a merchandise card instead. The danger here? You get a plastic store credit card, but you still legally owe Afterpay cash for those upcoming installment payments. So if this glitch happens to you, politely ask the store manager to call the IT help desk to manually force the transaction through correctly. Finally, Section 5, Pro Tips for Returns. Let's wrap this up by establishing exactly how you can maximize your refund and completely avoid these back-end systemic traps. Your absolute best armor as a consumer is a digital paper trail. Tip number 1. Honestly, just swallow your privacy concerns and use a loyalty number at checkout. It links the transaction automatically. Tip 2, digitize your physical receipts immediately. You can use tools like Receiptor AI. You literally just snap a photo on WhatsApp and it extracts and saves the data so you never lose proof of purchase. And tip 3, you need to know that you are heavily limited on blind returns. The system generally only allows roughly 2 unverified returns per year before you get completely blocked from making any more. So as you prepare for your next big beauty haul, you really have to ask yourself, is skipping that free loyalty sign-up really worth the risk of an unverified return? Are you actually willing to risk getting just 1 cent back on a $50 purchase? Understanding exactly how these retail systems work empowers you to protect your wallet. Make sure you keep those digital receipts handy and always know your rights before you head back to the register. Now, as a quick professional reminder, corporate retail policies absolutely can and do change over time, so it never hurts to double check with your local store just to be sure you have the most up-to-date info. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button, drop a comment with your own return stories, and subscribe for more consumer tips and tricks. Catch you next time.